High rollers. This war has been going for too long now, and it could have been finished with our victory back in 2022, but we are where we are now. And, we've come a long way as a community, and I as a streamer, and I want to take you back in time for exactly 2 years from today and show you what was there, how we've become the community as we are today, where we come from. So, my friends, please enjoy. Hey everyone,
Hey
uh,
guys.
it's Rick and Jet with you. We're glad to be here as usually, and it's getting harder with each week to get live, to go live, maybe not to get.
Yeah.
I'm also learning English here. Sometimes Jet too, because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
round delay was the word he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just as my friend Alex, who's actually like I'm not sure that he's teaching English, but he's definitely um, is he had the language degree or something. Um,
Okay, cool.
Also gotta ask himself because I'm not sure and I want to know. He learned that word too himself last time. I guess it was before the last time, the time before
Yeah,
the last time.
the time before last.
Already, yes. Okay, people are coming. I see three viewers. Hi, guys. I know
What's up, guys?
some of you are not using the chat, but anyway, if you'll decide to do it someday, we'll be really happy to have more messages in the chat. Thank you. Yeah, Charlie. Hi.
Hey, Charlie.
By the way, you used Russian version this time. You said "привет," not "привит." "Привит." Sorry, the accent is turning on automatically. Yeah. Anyway, um, I wanted to tell you the story about this week. This week was really tough. And how are you doing, Charlie? By the way, tell us. Um, What else? I guess one of the viewers is actually me. I gotta turn off yeah, the tab on my browser. Now we're gonna have only Charlie here, I guess. And you, Jet. Probably you have it as usually
Yeah, I have
turned
it
on.
open in another window for when we need to look at the
Okay,
map and
okay.
stuff like that.
So we only have Charlie here for now, and it's really awesome to have you here, Charlie. He's doing good. It's good to hear. Uh, If you can tell us more, just in a couple of sentences, it would be awesome. About your week, I mean. Okay, about this week. What was it? It was a huge missile strike on Wednesday, and Russians are learning from their mistakes. They are not stupid as most of us think they are. It's easy to think that the enemy is stupid. It's making easier to deal with, the stress and with, mm, I forgot the word, anxiety. Yes, with
Yeah, yeah.
anxiety of this war. But they are learning from their mistakes. They are using these rocket strikes more massively at exact points. Like this time, they sent 30 rockets from all 70 of this mass attack. They sent them 30 of them. They sent it to Kiev to overload our air defense system.
Yeah.
And I guess they will exploit this technique more and more as they're gonna proceed because it is actually almost like a straight schedule for the last few weeks,
Hmm.
even couple of months. They are doing attack almost this massive attack almost every week. Like once a week, they sent 70 to 800 rockets. This time it was 73, I guess. and 50 of them were hit by our air defense systems. And it's hard to imagine what could have happened if all the rockets reached their targets, hit their targets, because even when 50 of them were hit, the like a few or multiple, yes, multiple would be the word in here, multiple objects, energetic infrastructure objects were hit around Ukraine, and we had a blackout, like a huge one this time, for I guess 14 hours. We had no water. Water stations were damaged too. I guess water pumps just maybe lost the power that they needed to pump the water. And yeah, we had no water for more than 24 hours in here in Kiev. The situation with lights and satellite, not satellite, sorry, the mobile cell phone connection. We had problems with that, with water, with heating, of course, because heating usually uses water and electricity, both of them. And if one of those aspects is gone, not aspects, links maybe in this case, then it will be gone too. So yeah, this was pretty hard because it lasted for almost 3 days. We received electricity on day 2, I guess, for the first time, or maybe even on day 1, but we still had no water. And electricity was here in my home only for like 2 or 3 hours. Then it went out for almost 24 hours again. And then in the evening, we had a brief moment with electricity, but it's mostly hard to work in these conditions because I personally had to find the co-working with some electricity to work in, and I found one. It was actually before tomorrow. I guess it was for free. This co-working place, it was like charity, but they decided to put a small price because we're consuming a lot of electricity, and they are really shocked with what they it will cost them, because it is actually a cinema archive, the official Ukrainian cinema archive. It is called Dovzhenko Center. Dovzhenko was Ukrainian's most famous director. Yes. He was. I actually need to go through his biography to know more about him. But in Soviet Union, he was actually able. I guess he was a pretty powerful and strong man. He was doing Ukrainian culture movies back then in Soviet era, when it was like forbidden. He was able to like cherish our culture through cinema, and he was pretty famous in the world, I guess, too. So yeah, I'll get back to Dovzhenko next week when I'm gonna read more about him. But he was actually a historical figure, and this center contains the footages of those movies. All that archive needs to be powered on all the time, because those footages, they need to be held in conditions of temperature, and maybe also the how do you call when something wet or dry? What? Humidity. Okay. So temperature and humidity. And yes, this is why this place is connected to some special line, of electricity. and it usually is powered on. This is why I used it for the last 2 weeks. I used it to work. And in this place, the day of a blackout on Wednesday, I went there and it was also a power outage for 1.5 hours. So the situation was really critical if a place like this was
also without power.
Also without power. And yeah, this was pretty stressful, but not that day. Next day was the Thursday was super crazy. Like it was even harder somehow because I know why. Because it was whole day. The rocket strike was in the middle of the day on Wednesday, and on Saturday, it was like the whole day without electricity. And when I came to this place, they held a meeting in a room where co-working is located because the building itself is huge, and only like the corner of it is in a glass cube, some kind of some kind. And in this cube we usually work. They have a heating, couple of heaters in there, and we work there. And there's also a lot of I actually don't know how it's called. um, Let me translate it just a sec. Extension unit, extension cord. Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
Extension cord, the cord with multiple, and another word, multiple what?
Power bar?
Power bar.
Outlets.
Power
we
bar.
call those power bars, the little like bar of outlets.
Sockets, maybe?
Sockets.
Sockets.
Outlets.
We call it in here rosetta, which is also, I see a word rosette. But it means something different. And I didn't want to interrupt my own speech about these couple of days. This is why I missed Charlie's message. I've had a pretty chill week watching the World Cup and supporting Deutschland and Black Flag. What this Black Flag means?
Pirates. So it always means pirates.
Yeah, I know, but there's no skull and bones.
That's true.
On that flag. Maybe just racing, flag for racing.
Yeah,
who knows? World Cup of what, by the way, Charlie? I'm totally out of sports these days because, you know why. And, I
don't watch soccer because I'm a dumb North American.
Whoops, supposed to be the same flag, you see? Yeah, Charlie, I guess.
I think maybe it just doesn't show up in the YouTube tab.
Yes, definitely. It's just different. I mean, the emoji is a bit different in this chat. Okay.
That's the English flag.
Oh, it's an English flag. It's turned black. What the hell? Is it, a discrimination of some kind in here in YouTube?
Try a different flag. See if they're all just censored in the YouTube chat.
I actually like this emote so much. This,
Oh yeah, totally. The huffing and puffing guy.
Puffing guy. Okay, so Thursday was pretty hard because a lot of people came to this place, and this cube was occupied and with some conference of some kind. And as I knew later, this was a conference of cinema. Cinema committee of some kind of Ukraine, like the important cultural guys were there, and
cool.
we were just freezing outside that glass cube because
just looking in.
Yeah,
like that meme, the let me in guy.
This was, and actually one random guy went in, and guys actually. But he was kind of, I don't know, maybe marginal. Do you have that word?
I don't know what you mean.
Uh, just a sec. Marginal, yeah, it's actually a word. Outcast.
Yeah, we have marginal. I just don't know what you mean in that context with it.
Okay, okay. The guy seemed like homeless or something. I
Oh, okay,
mean, yeah,
marginalized. That's how we
marginalized.
use it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how we use it here. Yeah.
I never knew that you use marginalized. So yeah, and they three guys took him by his hands and went him out.
Oh
So
man.
we were just stick to the glass looking at them.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's awesome.
Charlie says only the England one is getting censored. Yeah, what the hell?
Huh.
We gotta get the petition to YouTube because it's outrageous. I
That is
mean,
outrageous.
I'm not joking. What the hell? What the hell is
Yeah,
going on?
that is pretty
Why
wild.
it's turning black? Maybe it's just today. Maybe today is some day in England. Charlie,
Yeah,
uh,
is there anything going on over there?
everything's fine in England.
Yeah, did you hold on, quick question. Did you guys win the World Cup? Because if
Yeah.
not,
By the
I could
way,
maybe see why.
Football World Cup. I thought it's going in summer. Hmm.
Soccer and football, same thing.
Yeah, soccer. We
Yeah.
actually call it football around the world, right?
Yeah, yeah. We call it soccer in North America because we also invented a sport and then just called it football.
Yeah, we call it American football in here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the difference for us.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think what's
so
funny too is like soccer is actually played with your feet, and in football you only kick it like once in a while. And mostly just
yeah,
running around with it, throwing it. Like,
only like maybe sometimes even once a game, right?
yeah, something like that. I don't really follow sports at all, but I know there's a lot more kicking in soccer. Well, football, the real football.
Same shit, man. I'm not a sports guy. I guess we found each other in
Yeah,
this.
exactly. I don't follow any of that stuff. I don't
And
no idea what goes
actually,
on.
it is. I guess we couldn't find each other ever if one of us would be the sports guy and the other wouldn't, because we found ourselves. I mean, each other in Apex Legends, and
Yeah, exactly.
we would have been playing FIFA or Maiden or something.
Yeah, exactly. Never been, never ran into each other.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Charlie said only thing today's people are still pissed off that we drew to the USA. It's not over yet, but I don't know. I don't think we will win.
Oh,
What?
was that 0-0 game I was hearing about, Charlie? Because I heard that there was just a no score game that took like 3 hours to play, which seems crazy to me. I'm not a sports guy at all, but nobody could score. And is there no like overtime, like sudden death?
Sudden death.
They actually
Wow.
just let like a World Cup game go to a tie?
Yeah,
What?
it sounds strange. By the
That
way,
sounds strange.
do you know what Charlie typed in there?
No, I do not. I can
Uh,
copy paste and translate though.
it's actually American football just in Russian.
Oh, okay.
I guess Charlie wanted to put a Ukrainian version there, but somehow he used the Russian one, and I'm okay with that, man. Because
Yeah.
actually, I am okay with people speaking Russian, and we have people in here in Ukraine who are pretty radical to people who are talking Russian, and they are. I think it is probably too harsh because a lot
Yeah.
of
Well, I
people,
mean, that's counterproductive overall if you think about it. I mean, there's got to be a lot of Russian language speaking people that aren't
yeah,
happy with the current situation and they don't
yeah.
deserve to be fucking
And
mistreated
here,
because of it.
we actually here in Ukraine, we're famous by that. We are pretty tolerable to uh, all people of all languages, nationalities, and
Hmm.
also faith, and like discriminating people because they're talking Russian is too much for me.
Yeah.
I personally chose to speak Ukrainian after this war began because I realized how actually important it is this
Hmm.
after I learned a bit more of history of our language being oppressed by Soviets and by Russian Empire long
Yeah,
ago. And it was
yeah.
actually the day before yesterday or yesterday. No, it was yesterday. Actually, yesterday was the Ukrainian Holodomor Day. Have you heard of it, Jet? Have you ever heard
No,
of Holodomor?
no.
Um, it's actually a famine, I guess. I learned this word only yesterday. You know what it means, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what a famine is. Yeah.
It was a huge famine. Yeah, it's when I'm using the Ukrainian word holod, it gives me hunger, not famine. Famine isn't. Hmm.
Well, famine, our definition of famine is like mass hunger and starvation, like just food shortages, right? That's what famine is.
Ah, yeah. Okay, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Understandable. What I was talking about. Yes. So let's dig a bit in the history. By the way, Charlie, did you know about that famine that happened between 1932 and 33? It was 2 years of Soviet government uh, actually doing a real genocide of Ukrainian people. Man, from 4.5 to 6 million Ukrainians died during that
Holy fuck.
famine. This was actually a biggest killing of Ukrainian people. No, I guess one of the biggest. The second biggest one was during World War II, when Nazis
Hmm.
were committing genocide on our territory. And actually, but I think what Stalin did during that period, that Holodomor, um, he actually was more cruel and sadistic than even Nazis were, because what they did, they uh, just took all the food from the people, from the poor people. Um, the intelligence, Ukrainian intelligence, who weren't recognizing the Soviet regime and didn't want to cooperate, they just executed all of them. There were hundreds of thousand people just put to, oh, how do you call a mass murder by shooting people?
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't actually know. I know what you're talking about. I don't know if
Yeah,
there's like a
let's
blanket term
learn the
for it.
new word.
Yeah. I've heard like firing squad, but I don't know if that um
Shooting? Nah,
but I think that's more when it's like an individual or a small group of individuals.
yeah, actually, Google doesn't give me anything, and I don't have time to dig into some
Yeah. I'm
different
not seeing anything.
sites with translations. Yeah, Charlie says, yep, I knew it was basically man made by Stalin and how it particularly targeted Ukrainians. Yes, one of Stalin's most terrible actions. Yeah, Colin. Yeah, Colin. How do you pronounce it? Just a sec, I need to.
Owen, yeah, that's correct.
Colin.
Yeah. Um yeah, I haven't heard that term with like humans before, but that's what we use for like culling like an animal population. Say there's like a nuisance
Culling.
like animal or something in the
Colin.
wildlife, like yeah.
Um, well, yeah, I actually played a game that is called Colin of the Cows, which is actually a tower defense game where you need to shoot cows, the zombie cows who's attacking the farmer. It's actually
Gotcha. Yeah.
a funny and trashy game. But yeah, I never heard it about people, but
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it makes sense, but I know what it means in the context of animals because that's what we
Yes.
use the term for here.
But that's a bit harsh, normally relates to animals. Yeah, Charlie says the same. And I missed the message of Charlie where he said, yep, we drew to the guys who call it soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a group stage game, so it doesn't matter if we draw. Yeah, I don't actually think that American team is powerful like some Brazilian team, right? They
Yeah.
are usually a worse players in soccer than British guys because
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're not known for soccer anywhere in North America because we largely, I don't like. It's just not. It's not popular here.
yeah, I
No, we have
know.
hockey, baseball, and American football are the popular ones here.
Yeah, and
Do you guys play baseball in Europe, like
no,
at all?
no, we don't even have at all. It's
Oh,
totally American and Canadian game too, right?
yeah, lots of Canadians play baseball.
Cool.
Yeah.
We don't have any fields around, uh, like post-Soviet countries, definitely, but I'm not sure about Europe. But I guess too, I never heard about
A
baseball.
big baseball game going
Yeah,
on.
baseball games going in Europe. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie says, also said, I don't know it in Ukrainian. Sorry, Rick. Amerikansky, you said, but it's y. Just one letter difference. That after R, which is I, Ukrainian I, like English I, the same. And in Russian, it's like English and, but turned around, that one. And yes, I got through the whole messages now, and I'll get back to the one Holodomor. What they did, they took the food of the poor people of, hey, how do you call those guys? Let's learn another word. Peasants?
Peasants.
Countrymen?
Yeah. I mean, peasants is definitely the term used in North America for like the kind of poor farm worker
Yeah,
sort of people.
like
But I think peasants kind of indicates that they're like under the power of like a
kings.
monarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something
Yeah.
about monarchy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
guess Charlie is a peasant himself, right? Of a crown, of the
Yeah,
English crown,
exactly.
of King Charles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't usually use that term for the peasants who were actually like in the Soviet Union. We had a word for that you didn't ever have. Yeah, it is крестьяне. It's like Christians, It sounds the same,
Okay. Yeah.
and it meant poor people who were working like before the slavery was canceled.
Yeah.
They were just slaves, and then they turned into people who lived on their land. Some of them were actually pretty rich, those farmers who grow a big farm with a lot of grain and fields and animals.
Yeah.
Those were um, they were rich Christians, not Christians, but Christ, Christia.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that, because you don't have the version. So
No.
all the those rich peasant were just executed mostly, and all of their food were taken from them. Are you calling me a peasant?
That's what I was just laughing at.
Yeah. I see. But you know what I mean. The crown
I didn't want
calls
to
you
interrupt you
calls you
for
that.
that.
Not me. It's not me. It's all your crown, man.
Yeah.
I actually am watching the last season of Crown these days, so yeah, I'm totally into this topic, and I am just maybe I needed to remember it if I wasn't watching this season, but I
Yeah.
remember already. So Amazing TV show, by the way. Uh, if you haven't
Yeah, I haven't
watched
watched
it,
it, but I've heard good things,
I
so
recommend.
might have to put
Uh,
it on the list.
yeah,
The list of
it's
things I'll never get around to watching.
yeah. I have that list too, but
Yeah, yeah, it
uh,
just gets longer and longer. I swear.
okay, guys, everyone who's watching right now and who's hearing me, please put the like under the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and actually push that bell button. I never used myself the bell button myself. Actually, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
confess.
don't either for like like I only use it for channels that go live, people that stream on YouTube. That's like what I use it for.
Mhm.
But yeah, which is this channel. So
Yeah.
use the damn bell.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
for this pep talk.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
If it could be counted like a pep talk, could it be?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a bit
I think
like
so. Yeah,
the one that is just
gets the team going before the game.
yeah, the one
Yeah,
that says something like harsh and motivating anyway.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Start calling me coach.
Okay, so getting back to Holodomor, which is one of the biggest tragedies of our nation, um, they took all that food, all that grain, and they transported it to Russian territory. I guess actually Kuban, which is part of Russia, uh, it's close to Ukrainian border. It maybe was also caused by Holodomor and was also targeted by Stalin's regime because a lot of ethnic Ukrainians live in there, and there's actually a Ukrainian language could be heard still, could be heard somewhere in villages out there. It's another is a story for another time how Stalin and Soviet regime tried to get rid of that people of Kuban. They were also called Cossacks. You've heard that, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
In Ukrainian, they are Kubanski Kozaki. And they were also, yeah, there was a genocide. There was a systematic long-term genocide that was happening for that particular part of Ukraine, former Ukraine. That was actually, yeah, it's an annexed territory that if Russia will fall apart soon, could have been if people there decide, as it usually happens,
Yeah,
to come to Ukraine. But we actually don't need the official position of Ukraine right now is that we don't need any territory. We just need our territory that Russia started to take from us in
yeah,
2014 from Crimea. It started, and we gotta take it back, and no other options are negotiable. Maybe yeah. In the beginning of this full-scale invasion in February, there was some. I mean, our side tried to negotiate with Russia, but Russians only put ultimatums. They weren't negotiating. They were just on their stupid, idiotic position that we must surrender, that we must give them all territories they captured and stuff. And yeah, it's just for us it means extinction. So
yeah,
that they were just standing on that point that we need to extinct, and now we're not even trying to negotiate with terrorists because they did so much fucking genocide acts to us in this 9 months. It's actually crazy how many terrible things happened during this 9 months. And when I go back, it feels like it was few years ago when it began. Uh, like Bucha was a couple of years ago, but it was only 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And there were a lot, like, I don't know, hundreds that are just documented, the terroristic acts, I mean, and there's thousands of them, definitely. If we go through each one, it's hundreds of thousands war crimes and terroristic acts that were committed by Russia. And they keep doing it every day. Rocket strikes and artillery strikes every day on those territories that are close to the front lines. Artillery shelling continues every day. People are dying every day. We lose like mm, 10 civilians minimum, I guess. It's like documented cases, and there's a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of cases that we don't know about.
Yeah.
10's minimum, man. I mean, 10 minimum. But usually every day we have couple of dozens of dead people and even more soldiers, of course, because the fighting is crazy. The intensity of fighting on the front lines is just like it. I guess humanity haven't seen it since World War II.
Yeah.
And the problem is, a lot of people around the world cannot imagine this.
No.
And the position of a lot of people who want to make peace with Russians and who say that we're too, it's actually something that Russian propaganda is working on to make people believe that we're in here too harsh for Russians, like we're hating them too much. That they deserve forgiveness already,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Before they even did any apologizing or any reparations. But yeah, about reparations, it's the same. The people cannot realize what Russians did here. It's actually pretty fucking hard to comprehend the scale of this destruction, of this systematic, like, no, sorry, not extinction. But maybe I can if I say Russians are extincting us. No, I cannot
Extinguishing, maybe, but I
extinguish.
mean, attempting to, for sure. Attempted genocide.
Yeah, attempted genocide, and yeah, people cannot realize that it is genocide. It's hard. It's fucking hard to realize. I actually understand that you cannot believe that something like this can happen in 21st
Yeah.
century. And you cannot imagine that the whole city, like Mariupol, for example, where 500,000 people lived, it's actually a pretty big territory. It could be just flattened.
Yeah.
And yeah, and tens of thousands of people died there. And it's just fucking hard to comprehend such things. This is why some people say about making peace with Russia already, and of course, giving up some territories. It's actually easy to say that some country should give their territory to another country, right? To invaders, if it doesn't concern you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I'd like to see the person who's living in region of any European country, let's say German or France or Italy. There are people through in every country of Europe. There are people who unfortunately are given in to Russian propaganda, and not only even if they didn't, they might not be informed enough that it is actually that massive. This war
Yeah.
is that massive, and the destruction and killing of our people is that massive, and it's hard for them Oh, I was saying about if they're living in their country. Let's take just hypothetically. Let's take Germany, right? Let's take some region of Germany. Can you say any region of Germany? No.
No, no.
Okay, let's
Maybe Charlie can. I don't know.
Charlie, Charlie, you've been to Germany not so long ago, like a month ago, right? So tell us what region of Germany you were. Okay, let's say some territory around Hamburg. It's the first city that came to my mind.
Yeah,
So a person living in Hamburg, Bavaria. Yes, Bavaria is one of the famous regions of Germany. Let's go with this one. Let's say personally is living in Bavaria and says that we should give Crimea to Russians or Donbass. Let's go with Donbass, or Zaporizhia Oblast, where Melitopol is located, or Kherson region, Kharkiv region,
yeah,
any region. That we should give it to them. Let's imagine that Russians are close to their borders. They are entering Bavaria, and the person who lives in Bavaria, I think he would be not that mm, like willing to give his homeland to, even if Brandenburg. Charlie says, North Rhine-Westphalen is where my family is from. Nice. Actually, Rhine is also a river, maybe, right? Maybe region is called. Maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, I've heard this name of a rain from World War II, right? There were some bottles in there. And what else? Yes, so I was saying about people who is not in our skin. This is why they cannot fully understand us.
yeah.
That's the point I wanted uh to what?
To make,
To make, yeah, make
yeah,
point. This is
yeah.
the
But
this is
yeah,
the
I mean that
phrase.
can be said for like anybody anywhere around the world, right? Like if
Yeah,
say fucking somebody invaded Canada and we're all like, yeah, just give them fucking Newfoundland or whatever, right?
yeah.
Like just fuck it, we don't need it anymore. Is like a crazy proposition for anyone, right? Like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
the problem with Russia is that is also something that a lot of people around the world don't know. That Russia never stops. It just pauses, gaining more forces, and going forward. It will
yeah,
capture more territories. It will invade in other regions, as it happened right now this year. It was frozen from 2015 till now. They gathered forces and they came from 9 sides, right?
yeah,
Almost from all fucking sides of our country where they had borders with us.
yeah.
Yeah, not even from Belarus where they didn't have any borders with us. That fucking Roach, we call him Roach because he has a big mustache.
That's good. Yeah,
Yes. Lukashenko gave him his territory, and people in Belarus are actually, a lot of them didn't want to be, in this. They didn't want to be the another word that I forgot just a sec. Partner in crime,
yes.
accomplice, maybe,
Mm-hmm. Both
associate.
work.
Yeah, all three words, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't
Correct.
want
Correct.
to be
Correct.
the associates to this, but Lukashenko's regime is pretty, uh, totalitarian and authoritarian, and they just put people in prison for being just, you know, mm,
Disagreeing with them.
disagreeing with them. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the word I remembered, but you went ahead me. But it's okay. You might be thinking about that. demilitarization of the Rhine, a land in the Treaty of Versailles,
Versailles.
random history rant over. What rant over means in here? What does rant over means in here? Do you know? Jid, maybe you know?
Which
Charlie's
are you
message.
talking about the Rhineland? Is that what you mean?
No, in the end of the message, there's random history rant over.
Oh, rant just means like going on like ranting about something, like to talk about something at length.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I missed my point in there, or maybe I already made it fully, like, clear. What do you think?
I think you got it.
You're Googling the Rhineland
Yeah.
demilitarization in the Treaty of Versailles, or Versailles?
It's Versailles.
Versailles? Oh, we call it Versailles in here in
Oh,
Ukraine.
okay. We call it Versailles, North America.
Versailles. Yeah. Okay. About the news, what else was happening? France are actually frozen these days. Like, not fully frozen, but the intensity of fighting is pretty low. You know, the weather made its point. It made its difference. We have snow for the last 2 weeks, and it's actually above zero mostly. So there's a
okay.
lot of fucking dirt, and the forces, both Ukrainian and Russian forces, cannot freely move around.
Yeah.
This is
Everything's muddy.
why, yeah, they cannot attack, they cannot do offensives, so it's mostly defensive war at the moment on most of the sides of the front. Charlie says Britain supplied some new missiles as well. Yes, Brimstone 2, these missiles are called. They were actually designed as missiles that were launched from planes and from interceptors. And actually, they maybe British Army modernized it to be launched from the ground. So our military is using Brimstone rockets already. It was sent in summer by Britain to us. It's actually British rockets. They are, designed by Britain, British company of some kind. There are also rumors about ZNPP. I actually don't know what ZNPP are. They those Patriot systems? What is it? Because we'll get to that. So about Brimstone rockets, our forces are using them. They are not. They don't have a far range. It's just a couple of dozens of kilometers, and maybe some have one like 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers range, but they are pretty accurate. I guess they are some kind of self-guided missiles. This is why. Oh, Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. Yeah, there were rumors about that. I actually didn't see that English language abbreviation. This is why it didn't came to my mind that it could be Zaporizhia power plant. But yeah, we'll get to that rumor in a bit about Brimstone rockets. We had Brimstone rockets of first modification, but now Britain sends us is sending us the Brimstone 2, which are, I guess, the newest, most advanced model of this Brimstone family rockets. So yeah, we're now receiving another nice weapon from Great Britain. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Britain. Ben Wallace, right? Is it your? Am I not mistaken? Yeah, I think I'm not. Ben Wallace is your Minister of Defense, and he's the one who's usually announcing those things. What else about Zaporizhia power plant? Yes, nuclear power plant. There are rumors started spreading that Russians are planning to leave. It's actually in Russian Telegram channels. Those, war correspondents of them who are actually just propagandists. They're not correspondents. Uh, they started to spread those rumors about Russia's planning to leave Zaporizhia power plant, and let's hope it's gonna be not only rumors. It's just like it was with her song. You remember
Yeah.
how they started to spread them 3 weeks before Russians started leaving her song. So this would be awesome if they will just fucking leave Zaporizhia nuclear power plant because they are actually holding Ukraine hostage
Yeah.
with this dangerous kind of facility being just held hostage. The whole facility and actually a whole crew of that facility. It's hundreds of people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is did they keep the existing work crew there to keep it running, or did they bring in Russians that knew what they were doing?
They actually brought Russians, some of them, to learn how to use those systems, but they still
Yeah.
need our personnel because our personnel only knows how to use those systems. They were actually modernized. There are new systems that Russians don't know how to use because
Yeah.
they live in some previous era. They don't have their own advanced systems in nuclear power plants. And yeah, this is why they actually are holding that personal hostages. There are multiple I don't know about evidence, but reports of torturing them, of making them sign some documents that they are, you know, being part of Russian agency
Yeah. Okay.
of atom energy, which is called Rosatom. It's just everything should be
Yeah.
Rus and
Exactly.
Ross and Ben Wallace is great, says Charlie. Honestly, Wallace is the only thing in our government not falling apart. Yeah, your prime ministers are coming and going like every few months, right? But this dude is standing there, just like a mountain, which he is. I like that guy. Thank you, Ben Wallace, for keeping support to Ukraine, military support to Ukraine. I guess he maybe plays a big role in that. I'm sure
Well,
that all Britain, the government, the people are on our side, and there are no doubts. And yeah, I know that. I actually have Ukrainian friend who is living in Britain right now. I guess in England, and she told us about the support of people, not only the government, but people that are really on our side and who is supporting us all the time, who are supporting us. And yes, really grateful to British people. Thank you guys. Thank you, Charlie, and to you people too.
thanks,
Uh,
guys.
yeah. So what else? I wanted to talk with you about Bakhmut and what is happening out there, and it's actually right now the front lines there looks like World War I trenches. I've maybe told you the same on the last stream,
Yeah.
but we have some photos right now. You I guess we'll see the black screen right now, but I'm gonna change it in a bit. Oh, I don't see any. Streamlabs is just being ridiculous, as usual, you know. Yeah, it says that no browsers are open. I'll restart it. Actually, I think I'm getting a bit ill right now, so
Oh
I
no.
might be sneezing. Oh shit, I don't want to. I hate sneezing.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Oh. I actually am allergic. Yeah, I have allergy for cats, and I have 2 cats, and I need to start a treatment, but I'm delaying it because the treatment is like complex, and it will take 3 to 5 years to treat the allergies.
I didn't even know you could.
Yeah, you can. There's a modern therapy that is actually some kind of, it's just like that thing with poisons where you put the small dose of
Yeah,
poisons.
exposure therapy.
Yeah, there's a therapy with allergens that it's put with small doses that put into your body like
Yeah, okay. See,
periodically.
that makes sense actually, the more that I'm thinking about it, because I know that if you have like pollen allergies, like like pollen from plants,
Yeah.
if you eat locally produced honey for a couple of years, like honey from made with pollen from your region for like a couple of years, apparently that clears them up.
Yeah.
It's like a natural exposure therapy.
Oh, yeah. So, and it seems the same.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to put the window capture box lower. Now you should be able to see the deep state map.
Yep.
But it's not the thing I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you the browser, and in here we have some saved videos and photos of what crazy stuff is happening in Bakhmut positions. Let's see. There are trenches on the left side of this photo, of this actually 4 photos. 2 photos to the left side, it's World War One. I guess it's where Verdun, Verdun, maybe call it like that. What do you say?
Yeah, I think you were right the first time actually.
Verdun.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, because it's not an English
No.
word. Yes.
No.
So Verdun. There was a muddy trenches and the trees you see that look like that are destroyed by constant artillery shelling. And to the right side is Bakhmut. Same, you see the trees are just, how do you call them? Sticks, yeah, sticks sticking from the ground. Stumps that are, there are no trees, and you see the trenches are full of mud, and our soldiers are just sinking in this mud. And
Yeah.
there's a saying like drainage, right?
Yeah.
It could be done, I guess it could be done with the wooden planks sometimes.
Yeah, something to elevate them off of the.
Yeah, but
that's the thing. I mean, you dig a trench, all the fucking water is gonna end up in it. Like you just made a creek, you know.
The problem is with drainage. The problem with drainage is that there's no way to get any equipment or materials to that side because it's a place of constant fighting, and
yeah,
there is actually no way for people to come there without getting hurt or killed. That's a problem. And let's there are some videos also of a trench that people are fighting in there, and yeah, you will see in just a bit of a delay this people
Да.
Our soldiers are just sleeping in the mud. They have, you
Ugh.
see, they have rifles that are made of mud.
Yeah.
This is
Так мы и воюем.
this is
Добрый
crazy.
день.
That is crazy.
I cannot imagine me being in that trench. And
No. No.
what would become to my house?
Yeah, I'm not a big mud guy myself, so would
Those
not
those
enjoy that.
people are made of steel, and we're really happy to have them having our you know safe life in
Yeah,
here.
supporting you guys.
It's just crazy what is happening there, and yeah, there are also some photos of those trenches. Yeah, and there's you see a feet of one of our soldiers in the trench. The mud is so damn soft, and you cannot get rid of it being
Oh,
there
God.
in the trenches.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. This is why we always need to remember
Birthday to you.
a
Happy
guy
birthday, dear Повар. Happy birthday to you.
actually
Напиши, я
is
сейчас
gifting
для тебе щось
a
придумаю.
birthday guy
Слава
there
Валерію,
in
дякуємо
Bakhmut
вам,
trenches,
Я знаю, ви
gifting him with nuts,
Oh, nice.
yeah, and he's actually their
Так собі, але я
cook,
сьогодні
yeah.
чекаю на Маргариту.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's thanking his parents for an amazing guy who
awesome.
is feeding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guys are definitely exhausted. Guys are
Yeah.
living there in inhumane conditions, and it's so hard to imagine what they're going through. But they're the best of us.
Yeah.
Because
Grateful.
the sacrifice they're making, sorry,
Yeah.
is just there's a word that I need to translate, another one. Priceless, yes. I
Yeah.
actually know this word, but I forgot it. I'm getting really tired right now, but there are still some topics that I wanted to discuss today. Important thing that is happening in our country these days is that our service of security service of Ukraine, this is it's called SBU in here. It's abbreviated as SBU. So it finally started to work on Russian FSB agency, which is called UPC, Українська Православна Церква, which is translated like Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which has I forgot, how do you call it? This signs, man.
Yeah.
How do you call it?
Hold on.
Just a sec. Another word to translate. Brackets.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of like that like crest that you see on
No,
Orthodox Church, but you're talking about something totally different, I believe.
Yeah, I'm talking about brackets because
Yeah.
Actually, Charlie, it was called Artyomovsk before that, and it is a Soviet name, and it was renamed after Russian invasion in 2014. I guess it was renamed later in 2016 or something. But yes, Bakhmut, actually the right way to say it is Bakhmut, not Bakhmut. And Bakhmut was the previous name of this town that was before Soviet era. In Soviet Union they renamed it to Artyomovsk because Artyom was some famous Soviet communist guy. I don't care who he was, because Soviet guys were usually some, sadistic tyrants, mostly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the name of Bakhmut was Artyomovsk, and it's actually a Verdun of our times, and it will go in history. The defense of Bakhmut will definitely go in history. What else? I was talking about Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which is actually a part of Moscow Patriarchy. We have a lot of, not a lot, we have two Ukrainian Orthodox churches in here. One is called Church of, sorry. ПЦУ is Православна Церква України. So it is called Orthodox Church of Ukraine. It's the good guys. It's the Ukrainian church. And that one is called Ukrainian Orthodox Church. You see, the words are just put in different places.
Yeah.
And that one is actually, it belongs to Moscovian Patriarchy, which is in Ukrainian, it's Moskovsky Patriarchat. So it belongs, it is a part of Russian Orthodox Church. And for decades, this church was infiltrated by Russian special agents. Like they are spreading Russian peace ideas around Ukraine for decades. And they actually kept doing it during this full-scale invasion. So they needed to be dealt with like in February already, because they are spreading Russian propaganda and putting part of our society, which is actually, the Christianity in here is pretty widely spread. We have a lot of churches that are Moscovian Patriarchy, actually. And so these people are being brainwashed already during this war. Some of those priests were saying that, our government is evil, that we are Nazis. They were saying it on their messes, and it's crazy how this structure, this evil Kremlin agency, still exists here in Ukraine, and it wasn't dealt with. Not all of them, not all, priests in that structure are Kremlin agents. Some of them are simply faithful people who, just living there in peace and doing their